Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. I'm Gargi Rao. Joining me for the show is Debashish Sen from Guwahati and Bharat Ramraj. As for the Indian team, despite many desperate looks towards the South African dressing room, no declaration has been called. South Africa lead by 508 runs at the moment, and we'll hear from our panelists what when they think South Africa will go ahead and declare. I think it might be the last hour of the day. I think then South Africa will put the Indian batters to go out there and bat. And of course, it will then depend on the Indian batters on whether or not they can bat out 3.5 sessions and possibly draw this game. But Debashish, your thoughts? I was looking at the TV as well, not much crowd. Obviously, this is not the kind of test match that you wanted to see as an Indian fan. But at the same time, going forward from here, multiple South African partnerships flourishing once again, a lead of 508 runs. Are you staring at a defeat at this moment, or do you think there can be a miracle at Barsapara?
That is miracle can happen. It's not that miracle cannot happen, but I think the chances of miracle being happening is getting more bleaker as the time is progressing. Means clearly that pressure of 500 plus runs will be on the Indian batters when they go out to bat. And you have rightly said that I am also expecting that they are going to declare with an hour to go before stumps. So yes, the entire day the Indian fielders were out there in the middle in the sun. So I think that will definitely going to take a toll on their body, as for someone like a Yashasvi Jaiswal and KL Rahul, who are set to open. So definitely, I am looking and few of the balls that took they were taking turns, vicious turns. So I think it's, it's all going to be very difficult for India to save this test match from now.
All right, Bharat, what are your thoughts? Do you think India can save this test match, possibly get a draw in? As we haven't even heard about a declaration yet. It could very well be that before the next session starts, South Africa puts India into bat, or rather the final day of play, which I think is the possibility. But are you expecting a declaration anytime soon? 508 runs on the scoreboard.
Yes, see, I think the first aim for South Africa is maybe see they have how many times do you win a test series in India? Very few times. The last time they won, that was the only time they won a test series in India. That was in 2000. So they want to be 110% sure in an imaginary sense. If needed 200% sure that they're not going to lose. So and also they're trying to grind down the opponent. There is a thinking that if you keep the opposition on the field for as long as possible, then it definitely drains the energy out of that side. So I think it is this particular innings has taken the wind out of India's sails. So considering that, I think India look down and out. So in my humble opinion, maybe after lunch session they will bat for 30-40 minutes, maybe 30 minutes around that time. Try to score as quickly as possible, drain India out even more, and then I think we declare with a very mammoth lead.
Maybe Devashish Vian Mulder gets his sorry, Tristan Stubbs gets his century quickly, 40 runs, and then South Africa can declare. Maybe that's what they're thinking about at the moment. We don't know because they're firmly in the driver's seat at the moment. It's a win-win situation for South Africa.
And they don't need to because it's and they will completely be in a situation where India doesn't even have a semblance of a chance to chase, means give it a thought of chasing the target. Already 508 runs ahead, another 50-60 runs, 568, and you have literally three and a half, no, three sessions and 1 hour if they indeed declare. So it's definitely it's not chaseable. Means 550 runs in 90 overs means, even in this era of T20 cricket, it's going to be difficult because you saw that delivery from Jadeja that got a Markram bolt. Means there will be few deliveries, and that was the delivery that Bharat keeps on emphasizing is the to to pitch in the right length and area, and that is what Jadeja did, and that led to the dismissal of Aiden Markham. So there will be the Harmer and Keshav Maharaj, and don't count out Muthuswamy as well. So I think it's going to be an uphill task. especially that day five wicket with South Africa already having three quality spinners. It's definitely going to be impossible for India to save this test match.
I was looking at and closely watching Bharat, KL Rahul, and Yashasvi Jaiswal because they are the openers. They were constantly looking back at the South African dressing room, seeing if there is some message being sent out there for the declaration. But they are all in their minds. They already must be thinking about how they're going to approach the batting innings because will Yashasvi Jaiswal go in with the same approach, or will he want to sort of bat a longish innings this time around? What do you think could be India's approach with the bat?
Yeah, first of all, there's a subset to it. See, there itself, it tells you how the South Africans are trying to drain the energy out of the Indian team. They're basically doing mental disintegration in another way. Coming back to KL Rahul, obviously that is something that was coined by, famously coined by Mr. Siva. Anyway, coming back to KL Rahul and Yashasvi Jaiswal, I think Jaiswal should play his natural game. He's not someone I think who can defend for long. And he would likely get out. So he should play his natural game. A natural game doesn't mean like reckless cricket, trying to charge down the track, second ball, and getting out to Jensen or whoever it is. But if there's a loose ball on offer, they should definitely put it away. I know it's not easy because you would be constantly looking at the scorecard, you would be constantly looking at maybe the time factor as well if you want to draw the test. But yeah, I think that's his style. He will bring out a lot of slog sweeps against Simon Harmer and KL Rahul. I feel see again in the DRS era. I'm not 100% sure he can just keep defending all the time because in this DRS era, lot more LBWs are given. Again, it doesn't mean that he has to go out and play reckless cricket. But if there's a loose ball on offer, it's better if he plays a shot or two. Otherwise, I think he gets into a shell, especially on Indian tracks. He seems to get into a little bit of a shell and gets out. So yes, it's not easy to strike a balance between attack and defense on a very slow pitch. But the best thing they can do is to ensure that Harmer and Maharaj don't get into a rhythm where they can hit the same spot again and again, and that would really mean that India's downfall is 100% sure.
Okay, where Devashish is having problems with his internet once again. Oh, there we go. He's back. Um, okay. Satvik Bagaria is saying, now I will see how Pant approaches in the second innings when he comes out to bat. Seriously, did not take responsibility in the first innings. Team is under pressure. You need to form a partnership. Uh, Devashish, Captain Rishabh Pant with the bat will be clinical. Can you hear me, Devashish?
Yeah, I could, but I am not. Acha, yeah, I am back again. Can you just repeat the question, please, Gargi?
Okay, Satvik here is asking, I will see
Now
how
I can
Rishabh
see
Pant
how
approaches.
he
Yeah,
will. He will not. He will not change his approach. He will not change his approach even despite the manner in which he got out. That is what Rishabh Pant. And see, you cannot survive by blocking. There will be one or two delivery that might turn viciously and take your wicket. So I think clearly in India is in a situation where they will find it very difficult to save this test match and beat a KL win. I think the key for India will be uh, how good a start they get. If they can bat out one session, they need to take one session at a time. If they can, like South Africa, if you go back in on day one, they lost only one wicket in first session and so one wicket in the second session. So India needs some the kind sessions like the South Africans had on day one. But it will be difficult. Day one wicket and day five wicket, it's always going to be difficult. But if India manages to play out one session without losing one too many, then they will start believing that dressing room will start believing, okay, come on, we can perhaps may save the test match, But as far as Rishabh Pant's approach, I don't think if it is pressure, if it is not pressure, he will continue the manner in which he plays. He might be successful one day, he might not be successful, but that is what Rishabh Pant is all about. And all this talk about responsibility, He and there was evidence. Means he's the captain of the team, but the manner in which he got out, that doesn't show that he was responsible either.
Okay. Picking Awesome is asking 387 is the highest ever successful chase in the fourth innings in India. India had done it against England in 2008 at Chepauk. I think South Africa got more than enough runs on the scoreboard they can declare now. Bharat?
No, that is obviously, if you look at history and if you look at the conditions, it's right. But as I go back to that same point, you don't win Test series in India too many times. South Africa won only once, that is in 2000. So I can understand from their point of view, they just want to ensure that India not even India don't even have 0.0001% chance out there. You can add even few more zeros out there, and that is what they really wanted to happen. And they're just doing that, and it's also about, as I noted, mental disintegration. It drains energy out of the opponent, and if you ensure that the opposition is not at all in the match, then you can have men around the bat. This is basically, you can say, from 1960s Bob Simpson style of captaincy. You see this, I guess, a lot, where you'd ensure that the opponent wouldn't even be in the match. Unlike a lot of other Australian skippers, I think South Africa are just following that particular style of captaincy, where they just want to win a Test series in India, come what may, and they won't even give 0.00001% chance of getting away.
RN2505 is asking out of the box question. What position will Washi bat today? My guess is 11. Devashish, uh, the Washington Sundar conundrum. What position do you think he? Number 8?
Yeah, number eight. You cannot means then the team management or the support staff will have brain for. Means obviously he has been in the first innings, and then now is the more opportunity for Sai Sudarshan to show his mettle, that he exists here. Means he's a test match material. Means if he can bat out, this is a real challenge to face the spinners. Turning ball, the wicket will be there. There will be some offer for the spin bowlers. It will be challenging day five and the pressure of runs. So you send in a Sai Sudarshan. So and it will test his temperament as well. If he can do it, then it is India's gain. But if we cannot, but definitely I won't see was Sai Sudarshan being demoted down the order. He will go in at number three.
We have a very special guest joining us. It's Greg Chappell. Greg Chappell is saying, "See, I wasn't the worst. I never lost two home series, Test series." Bharat, Greg Chappell, what do you think? Please have a conversation with him.
First of all, I have to say hi to Mr. Greg Chappell. That it's a privilege to have you here. Seen a lot of your batting when my highlights on YouTube, how you used to hit on front foot against West Indies fast bowlers. But leaving that, yes, on a rather serious note. See, I have also not watched two Test series. India losing two Test series in 12 months. I watched 33 years of cricket. Maybe there was this. Sir has watched more years of cricket than me, more than even 33 years. So yeah,
No, 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 no. I have watched 33 years of cricket, Bharat. I have only started following seriously from 2003 onwards. So that is 22 years.
even if I go further back in time, I think India lost to West Indies 0-3 in 83, 84 at home, and to England 2-1, 1-2, 84, 85. That was David Gower's side. But again, I was not even born. So there we have to leave it. So it is going to be a huge embarrassing loss for the Indian team, even if they go on to draw this test, losing two test series at home over 12 months. And they just look completely bereft of confidence. They look shattered out there, going through the motions, something that I've rarely ever seen with an Indian test side at home. I think India have bigger problems than just Mr. Gautam Gambhir. Yes, he can go. He's made some strange decisions as far as Test cricket is concerned. Even in Australia, I thought some of the decisions were strange. In Sydney, picking two spinners on a green mamba, it didn't make absolutely any sense. They didn't pick tall fast bowlers at Gabba when they should have picked one there. And in England, obviously there are calls, questionable calls or all rounders being picked. But I think India have a bigger problem. They have a spin problem, and if you look at India's white ball talent, it is out of the world. It is something that maybe it has touched some stratospheric heights. But when it comes to red ball talent coming through the ranks, I don't think India are at the level that they used to be. I'll give an example. Just give me a few seconds. In 2010s or 2015 or 2008, when Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Pujara, all these guys, Mane were coming to the ranks, someone like Manish Pandey used to average 48, 50 in first class cricket, but he had absolutely no chance of getting into that test side at that time. Now, if you look at it, if Manish Pandey was born in 2000, I think he had a chance of making his test debut for the Indian test side. That tells you that somewhere the standards, as far as red ball cricket is concerned, I'm not even touching white ball cricket. I think India's standards have gone down as far as red ball talent is concerned.
Also, I just read the username very carefully. It's not even Greg Chappell, it's Greg Chappell. So the creativity is something that never fails to amaze me. But Devashish, a lot of questions on Nitish Kumar Reddy's inclusion in the team. Not many overs still not being given to Nitish Kumar Reddy, even after being, the go-to pace all-rounder, let's say. Yashasvi Jaiswal finds an over, but Nitish Kumar Reddy is still bowled minimally. A lot of people saying that a specialist batter could have made it to the team instead of NKR, maybe a Ruturaj Gaikwad per se.
Absolutely. Means in this series, India should have tried batters of, like the Ruturaj Gaikwad. They already have one in Devdutt Padikkal, but unfortunately he wasn't even tried. And the next series that India plays is in Sri Lanka, which is in August. So again, um, therein lies the topic about when will the selectors really pick up sides after watching the Ranji Trophy performances. Say someone like a Ruturaj Gaikwad or a Sarfaraz Khan or a Ayush Matre. We have discussed about these teams at straight. But it is the five wise men that pick the side. It is not about us discussing here. It is about those five wise men whether they want to try and test someone, give an opportunity to someone which they feel. Unfortunately, it is that set of players where they pick the side from. Yes, as far as white ball sport, we have the luxury of easily making two sides, if not three. But when it comes to test match cricket, it is a specialized format, and I think you need to give opportunities to specialized players, and not someone. I would say bits and pieces, but and with due respect to Nitish Kumar Reddy, I think he can only be tried in conditions like New Zealand, Australia, or England for that matter. But definitely not in the subcontinent where in this docile pitch where the wicket where there is not and this pace. So I think and the manner in which he got out after that, people should stop discussing about his batting skills as well. When on a placid track, means just could not fend away that Marco Jansen bouncer, and the manner in which he got out was very.
Okay, midway he's gone. But Bharat, you take this question, and in the next 2-3 minutes we can close the show. Gigi will go or not is not important, but the general slump of Indian players is worrying. Devashish on the Bangla show rightly pointed out that in 3 days we switched to white ball, and this debacle will be forgotten.
No, I just go back to the same old point. See, India have an abundance of talent when it comes to white ball cricket. Look at someone like Vaibhav Suryavanshi. He's such a class player. But if you look at how he plays in under 19 cricket, he played. I think India played a couple of under 19 under 19 long format games against England under 19, and they were scoring 80 runs of 50 balls or 60 balls. So that is how the youngsters are looking at even when it comes to 4-day cricket, 3-day cricket. So it is if you really want something like red ball players to come through in the next 5-6 years, a lot of red ball players to come through in the next 5-6 years. It is not going to be easy because I think you will see a lot more of white ball strikers, white ball hitters coming through the ranks. That is how it is. Kids are taught in academies as well. I've seen a couple of academies, including the academy that my nephew goes, and I can see that they teach hitting more than defending. So considering all that, it's a worrying sign, and I don't think it will be easy for the Indian cricket team, Test cricket team, to keep finding red ball talent. And yes, in a few days' time, India will switch over to ODI cricket, then again T20 cricket, and India, I'm pretty sure, will win a lot of matches. So this will be forgotten. That's a sad part, but that is how it goes. I just want to add one more point. You asked about off spinners. Then I think I forgot one more name. I talked about Tanush Kotian. There's one young spinner called Nikhil Kashyap. Let's see how he goes. He's taking a lot of wickets in first class cricket. So we just wanted to add one more name there.
Devashish, you got cut off in the middle of your sentence. If you could continue the point that you were trying to make, and we can close the show after that.
What? Pardon?
You were making a point, but then you got cut off and you went offline. So
Yeah,
what was?
all that was I was making was you need to try out specialist players in test matches. It's not that you need to win, and clearly, Gautam Gambhir's template of trying all rounders in test match format won't work. Means India might win one or two test matches, courtesy what we all know what Hardik Pandya's incredible match-winning performance in Nottingham, where India won that test match in England. But there will be instances it is where very few matches will be won by the all-rounders. It is your specialist bowlers. It is your and wonder when Gautam Gambhir will realize, and along with the others, will realize that you need to play five specialist bowlers to win test matches, irrespective of venues where you are playing. In the subcontinent or away, you need to pick your five bowlers who will give you those 20 wickets to win your test match.
Absolutely. We'll close our show then. Stop excuses. We're not making any excuses. We're openly criticizing the management, the selection committee, and the players as well. Because there has been a lack of smart selection, there has been a lack of application as well from the players who have been selected. And obviously, we are also talking about, the lack of specialists in the Indian team. Edgy is saying specialist batters all failed while Washi and Kuldeep played. That's what we're saying. That's what we're saying, that there's a lack in application in the batting department as well. We're not making any excuses for anyone. Unlike what you guys say when you're trolling us that we are PR, we are not PR. We are journalists and we are reporting. But
The only
thank
thing
you.
left is to abuse. That's all. The
Yeah,
only other
exactly.
thing is to abuse with
Exactly.
expletives.
So thank you, Bharat. Thank you, Debashish. He's still having trouble with his internet. And to everyone who's joined us, join us back at 5 p.m. because we'll go live and we'll dissect everything that happens throughout the day in this match. So we'll be back very soon. Don't forget to join us.